In the early spring of 2019, I took a trip with my church on a mission to Nepal. We had to train several months in advance, running up and down stairs and exercising so that we would be able to climb the high mountains that are in Nepal on foot. We went to various locations and the mountains were beautiful, but the bus drive was a little scary, more than a little scary. Japanese people are in a good position to go to Asian countries as missionaries. I was actually the only American on the mission trip. The other people in the team were Japanese. So I felt very privileged to be able to go along. I wish I could have captured the beauty of the land a little more, but with my cell phone peeking out the window of the bus, it was very difficult to do so. In the city, you could see a lot of construction going on. One thing that totally surprised me was their electrical system. I don't know what the electricians do there, but it's a little different. The wires that you see, they're all tangled looking. And indeed, when we stayed at one of the hotels, it was a rather nice hotel, but the electrical thing was a problem. In our room only, when I plugged in my cell phone, the whole system went down and our room went black. So we had to struggle to get packed for our 2-day trip up the mountain in the dark. And I asked them at the hotel if they could fix it or if the problem, and they said they would work on it, but it never got fixed. We left that area and we were still in the dark. Back on the road, I noticed in addition to the wiring, you could see a monkey now and then. I was so shocked. Monkeys came right into the city and they sat on top of the electrical wires and the top of the telephone.
Wrong one. There's a monkey. There's a monkey on the wire.
Well, we reached this mountain region and it was beautiful, but very primitive in their way of living. The church wanted to bless the area's families and children because they don't get barbecues and meat a lot. So they prepared a goat, and the local church worked with our mission team and we prepared a barbecue. The church service was prior to the barbecue, but everybody was looking forward to the barbecue. The team worked very hard cutting up the vegetables and preparing the barbecue. And we even stayed one night with a local family who opened their home. The mother had just had a baby a few weeks before, so it was hard. I remember sleeping on the floor of the hut, their house, and I kept kicking this basket, and chickens were in the basket with a lid on it, of course, because if they left them outside, they might get eaten by animals or stolen. So they always brought their chickens inside, put them in a basket, and they slept there with them.
Take your picture. Hello. Was that your mama? Huh?
We attended a very large church, and this was in the city. It was very lively, and they let us sing. We had practiced very hard our language abilities in a few songs, and we got up there on the stage and sang as a team. For the most part, the roads looked very dusty and not the same style exactly as you would see in Japan or even in America, but they made it work. Construction looked a little bit like some South American country that I've been to, where it takes them a long time to get the materials and to get it made. The road or the sewer system, the residents in the area or the shopkeepers in the area just have to put up with it for a while, and they seem to do that very nicely. They have little shops and looks like outdoor eating places. Motorcycles were a popular transportation mode, and many of the dresses or clothes were very brightly colored. We visited a popular temple, and it has a circular road around it. The people who come to worship or to the tourists who come to see it all walk around and around this area. Parking was a problem. It was a very popular area, so it was very crowded. People just went around and around. I think our team went around a couple of times, and everyone was praying, of course. Of course, they weren't praying to the same God that the worshipers there were praying to, but there was some prayer going on. You could go up on top of the roof and view more of the history and the construction of this temple. Almost the final day, we stayed at a mission house, and they served such beautiful food. The poor little goat that lost his life for the barbecue, I felt bad. I hope that his child wasn't left behind.